And the Amorites who dwelt in that mountain came out against you and chased you as bees do, and drove you back from Seir to Hormah. The Hebrew for the bees is the same letters as the start of the passage, right? Devarim. Okay. Devarim, Devarim. Now in the ancient Hebrew there were no vowel markers. Okay? It was just the letters. God is sending them in to the promised land. What is the promised land called? Land of milk and honey. Does anybody know the Hebrew word for honey? Davash, and milk is chalav, right? So chalav udvash. So he's sending them into the land of milk and honey. Well, where does one get honey from? Bees. Right? Honey is sweet. It's nourishing. It's antibacterial, right? It preserves things. It is one of the foods that they say lasts forever. You know, they uncovered a tomb in ancient Egypt with a jar of honey in it that was still good to eat. Thousands of years old. It was crystallized. What? They just had to warm it up and it was good to go. So he sends them into the land of milk and honey. And they don't want to go. And then he proclaims all these judgments against them. They're going to be wandering the wilderness for 40 years. He said, "We're so sorry. We're going to go up and take the land." And he's like, "Don't go because I'm not with you." Right? And we're going to go anyway. So then they go up and they get defeated and they get chased like a hive of angry bees. Right? Well, how do you approach a hive of bees safely to get out the honey? You have to kindle a fire and you get a nice cloud of smoke going on. Well, in verses 29 through 33, he's recounting what happens here. "Then I said to you, do not be terrified or afraid of them. The Lord your God who goes before you, he will fight for you according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. And in the wilderness where you saw how the Lord your God carried you as a man carries his son in all the way that you went until you came to this place. Yet for all that, you did not believe the Lord your God, who went in the way before you to search out a place for you to pitch your tents, to show you the way you should go, in the fire by night and in the cloud by day." The presence of the Lord is going with them as this pillar of fire and cloud. And it's supposed to go before them. It's supposed to go with them. What do? They leave the fire and the cloud in camp. And they decide to go and try to take the honey without the presence of the Almighty. And they get chased as by a crazy hive of angry bees. How does that relate to the portion in general? Eleha Devarim. These are the Devarim, the words. And you go into it, and what is the word supposed to be to us? It's supposed to be sweet and life-giving and nourishing and preserving, stave off corruption, all that kind of stuff. But if we act presumptuously and we don't listen to him and we don't carry his presence with us, you move forward into Deuteronomy, you get to chapter 28 when it's talking about the things that we're not listening and what's going to happen. And it says, all these curses shall come upon you and chase you and overtake you. The same kind of visual, right? And I was just like, whoa, that's cool.